Hello all, Michelle here from Weber Ranch. I am going to do a very quick, simple, and easy tutorial on how to spatchcock or butterfly a whole chicken. The reason for doing this method is to allow your whole bird to actually cook more evenly if you want to have a quick turnaround for your meal. So the reason why we butterfly a bird is so that it can cook a little bit shorter. You can cook it with vegetables, or you can do this same method and grill your chicken in the summer months. So what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be taking a whole chicken. Mine is about 2.5 pounds. It doesn't really matter what size bird you have. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be flipping it up to the back side, so we're gonna see the back of the bird. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making 2 cuts along the side of the spine and actually cutting out the actual spine of the bird. The reason for this is after we cut this piece out and set it aside, we can then open up and flatten the bird completely, and that will make it so much more easy and even to cook. The tool that I'm going to be using today is just a pair of kitchen shears. You can use a knife with this. It's very easy to use a knife with this, but the kitchen shears work the best. And so what we're going to be doing is we are going to be, and obviously the spine is in the direct center, we're just going to be making 2 cuts, one on either side, almost in a triangular format, and then we're going to be cutting out that entire back piece. So again, you are kind of cutting through bone a little bit. And I let my chicken, I pulled this guy out of the freezer last night and kind of let it sit to defrost. So you obviously want your bird defrosted because there's going to be no way that you're going to be able to cut this guy frozen. Now I still have all the skin intact. Now if you want to kind of cut along and see where that skin is, I kind of cut a line of skin. That way I can kind of see where everything is that I am kind of opening up. Some parts I can kind of rip and tear. Other parts I may need the scissors for, which is totally fine. I'm gonna cut along the side again here. Now I've read about and looked at different methods of cooking or spatchcocking or butterflying, whichever way you want to say it, a chicken. And for those that have followed us, I am the queen of the crock pot. So this is actually going to be a first for me. So you and I are going to experience this together. So I am actually cutting out that whole spine right now, pulling it back, cutting it off completely like so. Now this beautiful spine, do not throw out. Spine, bones, anything that's left over from this carcass, along with this lovely spine, you need to set aside and make amazing chicken stock with. Okay, so once you have it cut out, what you can then do is flip it back up, and you can actually press, and I gotta cut, hold on one second, cut a little bit more off, because we're actually making sure that it'll sit flat. So there's a little bit more I have to cut off from here. So there's another piece that'll go along with, there we go. All right, so you want to cut it all the way out, all the way up to the front. You're going to flip it back over, and you can actually press it down flat like so. Now, some people like to cut the tips off of the wings when they're spatchcocking or butterflying to cook. Again, it's up to you. Obviously, you would keep those on if you wanted to do wings and drums for like hot wings. But here's our bird ready, set to go. This stuff set aside so that we can make stock later on. And what I will be doing with it tonight is I have this really great pan that I'm going to be setting the chicken in with vegetables and all the seasoning. But that will be coming soon. Alrighty, so we have just butterflied or spatchcocked our chicken, and now I'm going to kind of show you the way I'm going to be cooking it tonight. This pan we got from Tony's aunt and uncle. It has a removable air area right here where the chicken will sit on, but all the wonderful greases and juiciness will flow to the bottom and be soaked up for our lovely vegetables that are going to be cooking with our chicken. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting our butterfly bird right into the middle, keeping it nice and flat. I've mixed up a little bit of a marinade seasoning that I'm going to glaze over the top of this little guy. It's just a mixture of olive oil, salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, onion powder, and a little bit of red wine vinegar. I kind of like to play around with seasonings every time I make a chicken, even if it's just in the crock pot, just kind of experimenting. Tony kind of laughs at me because he says no chicken ever tastes the same, but you know, that's the fun of experimenting in the kitchen. So what I'm going to do, I've been mixing this up. I'm going to nicely just kind of put this all over the top part of our butterfly bird here, getting it all in those areas. And the vegetables that I have cut up that are going to be sitting all around this bird, two of them I'm really excited about because I've been kind of hoarding them the entire winter and beginning of spring here. They're from the amazing Shared Legacy Farms. I've been keeping them frozen. Carrots, they're amazing carrots. They're amazing Brussels sprouts. I will also have some mushrooms and some potatoes as well. So again, just lathering, really making sure that it's all, it already smells really, really good. And then after, you know, some people like to marinate the bird for a day or brine a bird for a day. You could do that as well. You could butterfly this the day before, brine it the day before, and then just lay it flat and put your vegetables around it, or brine it because you're going to be grilling it the next day. And so all I'm going to do is just kind of layer and put these wonderful vegetables all around. Some of them will stay on top of the grill kind of area, and others will fall below, and that's totally fine because those yummy juices from the turkey will surround them anyway. Also, when I pull this chicken out, I think I said turkey just a second ago, I meant chicken. Once I pull this chicken out, I will let the veggies stay in the pan and cook for a little while longer. I have my oven preset to 400 degrees, and I will be putting in this pan for about 40-50 minutes. I'm going to kind of check the temperature to make sure that my bird gets to at least 150, 170 degrees. But because I've butterflied it, it's going to really cook and even nicely, which is really good. Now, I don't have any chicken stock made up. I actually used the last of it this last week making some soup. So what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of water, just a little bit of water underneath as a base just to kind of get things started. I'm also going to drizzle the remaining parts of this olive oil mixture over the top of the veggies as well, just to kind of have a little bit of a drizzle effect with them as well. All right, so my pan is ready to go, and I will be putting it in the oven, and the next thing you'll see is what it looks like when it's done. Alrighty, so I just pulled it on the oven, and it just smells amazing. It was in for about 45 minutes, got to about 155 degrees, and it's just browned, golden brown, just wonderfully, and the vegetables are actually cooked and ready to go. So this is a great complete meal. Once this cools down, I'll pull this up and cut apart this loveliness, but this is a really great quick and easy meal. I know that some people do sheet pans, large cookie sheets, the same way. This is kind of nice because the drippings from that chicken kind of go all around the vegetables. I hope you like this tutorial, and hopefully you will try butterflying or spatchcocking your chicken too.